I thought I would try something new this week, and instead of writing something, just do a short video. And what I wanted to talk to you about was, I think, a info chat that Nick Inglis and Information Coalition held last week. And one of the questions was, what are the outcomes, or how do you get approval, something like that, for InfoGov projects, information governance projects? And my contention was, my retort was, I don't believe in information governance projects. And I don't. For a few reasons. Most organizations, at least the ones that I work with, whether it's been in Canada, whether it's been in the US, whether it's been in Europe, they haven't cared about information governance projects. What they've cared about are projects that deliver business value. In other words, I want to go paperless. I want to reduce cycle times. I want to increase reuse of digital assets, of information. I want to reduce search times. I want to increase profitability. I want to increase efficiency, those types of things. Those aren't information governance projects. Those are projects that require information and potentially use information management or enterprise content management tools, and they have information governance practices built into them, but they are not information governance projects. The other thing is, if I were to have an information governance project, what would the deliverables of that project be? I don't know. Is it a retention schedule? Is it a framework of some sort? Is it legislation and policies and procedures? All right. So what's the actual deliverable of an information governance project? Policy setting and directions and frameworks and those types of things, sure, I'll buy that. But for the most part, if you're going to go to a business sponsor and they're going to they want a project done of whatever, and projects that I've worked on, regulatory SharePoint sites, assessments, delivering field service guides, moves, add, change, deletes of employees in an organization. Those are projects with business outcomes. They're not information governance projects. So again, you use information governance to underpin them. You infuse the projects with information governance best practices, right? So you have the right procedures and everything else. So you have the frameworks around it, is what I'm saying. So you don't actually have information governance projects. You're using information governance best practices. It's the same thing if you have a development project, something that I'm involved with right now. So workflow and business process development using a SharePoint add-on tool. It's you use best practices like building reusable components rather than trying to build everything from scratch and build these end-to-end workflows. You want to build little bits and pieces into it and best practices into it. The same thing is with information governance practices into any of your other types of business projects. That's what I'm saying. So information governance projects, again, to my mind, for the most part, they don't exist, right? It's not something that a user can see or touch or play with on their keyboard or on their mobile device. They're looking at business projects. Most sponsors, at least the ones that I work with, are not going to sign off on information governance projects. They will sign off on a project to increase productivity, to increase revenue, to reduce expenses, those types of things. Okay, that's it. That's all I had to say.